Hey donkeys, welcome back to another video of Dong Gamers, and today we will be doing the second video of the series called Brawler Classes. Alright, if many of you didn't know, Brawl Stars categorizes Brawlers into 7 different classes: Damage Dealer, Assassin, Marksman, Artillery, Tank, Support and Controller. And so that's why I'm talking about the Brawler classes, because it's a way more summarized way to cover all the Brawlers in Brawl Stars. Anyway, I will leave a link to the website which summarizes what the classes generally represent. What does Damage Dealer represent? What does Tank represent? In the description below, as well as another link that categorizes 68 Brawlers into the different classes to give you guys an overview of the Brawlers and the classes. So today we'll be talking about the Assassin class. They are strong against Marksman and Artillery classes, but are weak against tanks and damage dealers. Examples of Assassin are Lily, Mortis, Fang, Leon, Buzz, Edgar and so on. So let's move on with the tips. Number 1. Aim for lower health Brawlers. For Assassins to be useful, you need to of course fight Brawlers who you can eliminate within 3 shots and maybe with your super also. If not, you will just be a walking burden to your team if you can't pressure the enemies. So if you keep targeting higher health Brawlers, which you can't really do any much damage to them compared to their health, they won't be scared if you come close to them. If you can't pressure enemies, you'll just be a burden. So though this tip is very simple, which is just to aim for lower health Brawlers, it's very difficult to have always that in your mind, consciously targeting lower health Brawlers throughout the game. So I hope you guys will remember that the number 1 and one of the most important tips is to aim for lower health Brawlers. Number 2, get closer to the enemies to pressure them, right? So needless to say, Assassins have pretty short range for their basic attack. However, they have very high damage. So how will you be able to make the long range opponent panic? Is it by staying alive, hiding behind a wall far away from them? Of course not, right? That will just give them plenty of space to come forward and fight your teammates who are desperately trying to shoot them. For example, if your teammates are cold and opponents have also long range Brawlers who can fight with cold, if you're just hiding behind a wall, they're just gonna disregard you and just come forward and attack and destroy your teammates. So you need to do something about that. And that one thing you can do is to try your best to get closer to them, which is the whole point of this tip. Get closer to pressure your enemies. So how can you go closer to long range Brawlers? There are 3 ways you can do that. 1. Transiting from one wall to another. Find pockets of opportunities where you can move from one wall to another wall without risking a lot of health. So what are those opportunities you can take to transit from one wall to another wall? 1 is when your enemies are healing, right? When they're healing, they most likely won't shoot you, or else they will stop the process of healing. So you can transit during that point. But also be careful in case they stop their healing and actually try to shoot you. Okay, you have to beware of that. 2nd, your enemies are occupied with your teammates. So what I mean by your enemies are occupied is in a situation maybe when one of the enemies is down and it's a 2v3 situation where you're the extra. For example, 2 cold in the enemy team and 2 cold in your team is fighting. You can take the chance to maneuver closer to them, while they are focused on other things. And the third way to transit from one wall to another is when the enemies has no more ammo. I think previously I did mention about how important it is to have 1 ammo in your reserve for damage dealer Brawlers. If you have not seen that video, do check it out. This is one of the situations where you should have an ammo in your reserve. In the first place, for you to know the code has no more ammo, you have to be able to tell, right? You have to be able to count his usage, be very aware how many shots he shot, at the span of how many times, and how fast he used that shots and all that. Basically, you must be able to tell when your enemies has no more ammo, and then you quickly maneuver from one wall to another, because they pretty much cannot shoot you, right? They cannot shoot you. All they can do is to back off when they have no more ammo. And that's only the first way to pressure and get closer to them. The second way, you can get closer to them, which is a way more advanced way. It's kind of a hack if you do it. You have to dodge and move forward. So in the event where it's very high-low, where the enemies are always shooting, giving you no space to come forward, you have to take that risk, move forward while dodging. Because, for example, Coke, when he shoot one shot at you, he'll take another 1 second before he can shoot the next shot. If you manage to dodge the shot immediately, you can quickly use that 1 second to move forward and dodge again. So just keep moving, dodge, move forward, dodge, move forward. But of course, your focus will be to dodge. Always focus on dodging first. If somehow your enemies hit you until you're half health, you pretty much cannot move forward anymore. Focus on dodging before you move. The third way in transiting from one wall to another is gadget usage. For example, Lily's gadget, which allows her to go into her own world, dodging anything, moving wherever she wants as long as not blocked by a wall, all the way to the opponent base. Right, I think you can move for like 3 seconds, so during the 3 seconds you can move quite a bit of distance. You can go anywhere you want, basically, with a gadget, so you can use a gadget without risking any health. If you want to have a better example of what you mean by pressuring the enemies or getting closer to them using Lily's gadget, you can watch the video that has the compilation of me using Lily's gadget to destroy people. You can watch that video, I'll leave the link in the description below. The third point, try not to 1v2. Try not to get the situation where you have to 1v2 unless you're specialized in 1v2, right? As an assassin, can cut 2, Lily also can cut 2. Those, I won't say they're specialized, but they can take on a 1v2 situation. But most of the assassins, even with Mortis, see Leon, his damage only can damage one at a time. His shuriken doesn't pass through. Assassins are specialized in burst damage, so you're not built to last a long fight. Your main aim is to kill. If needed, reload and repeat. Kill, heal, reload, repeat. Just keep doing that, and that's your aim for assassins. You're not supposed to tank for your team and take down 2 enemies at once. Right? You're not supposed to go for a double kill. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's more for damage dealers. So, try not to 1v2. No 1v2. Next tip number 4. Never be caught while assassinating. So when you use a super, instantly going to know you're coming to them. Instantly, they're going to back off, making it way harder for you to get close to them and assassinate them. Right? Even though you don't super in front of me, there will be something telling me, where on earth is that Leon? And at the seconds, at the timing, I'll pretty much guess where he is. And somehow when I shoot my first or second shot, I'll be able to reveal that Joker Leon that's trying to assassinate whoever lah. So yes, we pretty much have X-ray vision for those high tier gamers. But it's not impossible to assassinate us, of course. It's not impossible. You just have to be very discreet, which is point 5, which is later on. But let me continue with this point of never be caught while assassinating. So same goes for Lily when she uses her gadget and go invisible in front of the enemies. Like, there'll be some spots that Lily will always go, especially for center stage, like my YouTube video. I usually go to the middle spot. So if you see a Lily goes missing, most likely she'll end up in the middle spot. So be careful of the middle push in center stage if there's a Lily in the enemy team. If you go invisible in front of your enemies as a Lily, right, they will know that you're going to try to attack them, and that can lead to a backlash if they are ganging on you, they are ready for you, and then when you show up, you just instantly die because there are like 3 persons at the same spot with you. Right? So never be caught while assassinating. Next, the next point, which is to be discreet. Right? Point number 5. Invisibility doesn't mean impossible to detect. There are players with very good game sense, so they know when you go invisible even without having to see you go invisible. Like what I just said in point number 4. Even though I didn't see the enemy Leon go invisible, I can tell within 3 seconds that he went invisible, and then I can't guess where he is and all that. So when you are invisible, always keep in mind that they might shoot in your direction anytime, and always be ready to dodge them. So even though you manage to go invisible without them knowing, you must always keep an open mind that they are going to shoot you. Be always ready to dodge anytime And when you get closer to them, maybe you can pause for about 1 second and check out where they're shooting, check out where they're gonna move before you get closer to them, right? Waiting 1 or 2 seconds at one spot won't harm you. Most importantly is you don't get found out, right? It's way better for you to hide in the bush close to them and wait for a good opportunity where they come close to where you are and then you kill them, right? Rather than if you are 1 arm away from them and they found you. That's not close enough, even though you're still close, but that's not close enough for you to do damage to instantly kill them. So no matter what, after you super, never get found out. So now we go to the quick summary of our 5 tips that we have for Assassin class brawlers. Number 1, aim for lower health brawlers. Number 2, get closer to pressure. And to get closer to pressure, you can do many things, such as transiting from one wall to another, dodging and moving forward, and using your gadget to get closer to your enemies. So tip number 3, try not to 1v2. Most of the assassins are not built for 1v2, it's built to, as I said, kill, heal, reload, repeat. And number 4, never be caught while assassinating, or else there will be absolutely no point. Or basically it means you failed if you get caught. And number 5, invisibility doesn't mean impossible to detect. Remember, high tier people, there are some people you play with very good game sense and they'll be able to tell where you generally are. So do wait at 1 or 2 seconds at a spot to make sure they really have a little ammo left before you kill them. Make sure that they actually don't know you're coming for them, right? Then you go in for the kill. Right. If you guys have any inquiries or require further explanation, please do not hesitate to write your inquiries in the comment below or join the Discord channel I made and ask any questions anytime. Currently there's only 1 member. Still don't know who is that joined. But anyway, link to my Discord server will be in the description below. Do follow my shirt Instagram to give a little support at Only Store You Need. Today's shirts will be Statue of Liberty. Alright, which yes, I designed it. Just a little follow to my Instagram account will be greatly appreciated. You don't have to buy anything. Just follow me. Very good, thank you. And I hope you learned something. Hit that like and subscribe button for fun. See you in the next video.